Hi everyone, and welcome to Whiteskys Wisdom. This is the next 3 months for Scorpio. How you going, my beautiful sister sign? I'm Taurus, so we're the opposite ends of the zodiac wheel, and my best friend, my beautiful best friend's a Scorpio. So here we go. So I was shuffling and this card popped out. We'll get into that later in the reading. But the intuition I'm really getting from this is a third eye awakening. Third eye, throat, heart awakening. There's an incredible depth to you as a Scorpio, goes without saying. But I think the insights and the intuition that's coming through is absolutely raising your vibration, making you realize that you have this incredible sixth sense. It may be because we're in Cancer season, or whenever you see this, whenever you're drawn to this video. But there's been a spark, a ripple of emotion coming from your third eye where you just are starting to realize, hey, wait a second, I know. I'm feeling really empowered by this. You may literally be having to stay up late at night, and this may be where the clarification's coming through. But I think you're feeling like waves of energy just rippling over you. Just all around you, like someone's thrown a rock into a pool and it's rippling out from you. So you may see dramatic differences depending on your mind state. Where's your head at? When you're when you're feeling empowered, great, wonderful, it's just ripples of joy all around you, and you can literally just see it happening. But I tell you what, when you get into that down place, you can literally see the ripples of discontent around you as well at the moment. So we'll get into some clarification for you, beautiful Scorpio. So it just says this energy is intense. Well, you know that. Masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming. So that's a thing. It's like a rock's been thrown into the center of a very still pool, which is you, Scorpio. You just come in and go bam, all right? And it's rippling out around you. So decide, what is that rock of intent? Rock of intent. Doesn't really sound right, does it? Something heavy and dense like a rock, but you have really thought about this for a very long time, and now you're just going boom. Everybody, here's my energy, like it or love it. All right, typical Scorpio style, but yeah, we'll get into it. So the next 3 months, please, for Scorpio, my beautiful Scorpios. Thank you. Next 3 months, thank you. Next 3 months. Thank you. All right, Scorpios. Right. Well, come July, you're probably working on something, whether it's your home, your relationship, or you're starting to actually realize that you are starting to become very masterful at what you do. If that isn't, I'll just get a clarifier, because I had a little bit of a feeling that this may be getting hard for you. Look at that for a clarifier, Scorpio. Wow. Yeah. You're really in your head about what to do about moving a project forward, right? You may be tempted by celebration, or you do know there's other women or other people around you that will support you in this. But also just be really careful that when you get really excited, make sure you're keeping a lid on maybe the drinking, partying, whatever it be. Because you know your energy can be way too much for a lot of people all the time. And you don't apologize for that. I know that. But to keep it under wraps a bit, keep it to your kin, your girls, your boys, whatever it is, your lot, okay? Keep the exuberance and the excitement for them, because they're going to really celebrate you for that. But there may be other people that might be a little bit confused by your extra boisterous behaviour, all right? This may be literally the end. You may be having a lot of trouble in your relationships at the moment, and you just want everybody to get along. You've got your eye on your money and your money on your mind. And you also know exactly how you feel about things. But geez, you're getting tired. You're having to take on the workload of everybody and everything. And maybe it's to the end of a building project. It's the workload at work. But you're shouldering it because, hey, that's what you do. And you're keeping the ball rolling. But maybe you really do need other people to come up and give you some help. And maybe it's a case of, because you've been doing it for so long by yourself, it's hard to ask. But I tell you what, there's at least 2 other people here willing to help you. Family, friends, colleagues. Don't worry about the rest. They may not get you all the time, but there's 2 people here that really get you, that are willing to really help you see this to the end. Whatever this is. Whether emotional, work-wise. I see it's probably work. In the first regard, you may find that you're not getting people to really agree with you at work, but I think the underlying is you're not very happy with the state of some relationships here. But there's going to be massive change. There's going to be basically you coming to the end of this workload and saying, right, enough's enough. I'm going to reinvent myself now. You're starting to see things in a very different perspective, and see, you've had to really get yourself in some really uncomfortable positions to do so, but you've chosen to do that. And getting you guys to slow down for long enough to actually get the enlightenment has been a struggle. Maybe you were expecting a really exciting, boisterous time this summer, but you're finding there's been periods of quietness, and in that you're getting quite a lot of enlightenment. The world teaches us that we need to strive, produce, be a good, producer consumer. But I think you're realising the art of just being can fill your cup as much as just doing. I'll get some clarification. Yeah, I think that one sings to me. You're getting the spark back, the mojo back, come August. Or you're dealing with a younger fire sign here. And if you are, you're seeing things in a very different perspective. Basically, you're not giving as much or trying to fix the situation as much if you're dealing with a younger fire sign. You're letting them deal with stuff and letting them learn their own lessons in life. And sometimes that can be the greatest lesson we give people, is for them to learn their own lessons in life and not go in and be the emotional support and carry all the burdens of all the people in your life. Because I know you do. And do it willingly. People are blessed to have that energy in their life. But I think you're realising that sometimes it's really important for people to sometimes fall by their own mistakes and to learn from that. Not for you to pick up the pieces. A perfect example is a child that doesn't finish their assignment, whatever it is, for school, their project for school. And the night before the project, the mother or the father is up completing the project for the child. And I've heard of that over and over and over again. There's no learning in that. The child doesn't learn that if they don't produce, they don't receive. There's been far too many participation awards. People need to learn to make mistakes, and from mistakes can be a massive amount of growth. So I think you're realising that you're letting people now learn mistakes. With love. With absolute love. It's called tough love sometimes. And it's not a very favourable thing these days. All right? People need to feel like they need to blame everybody around them. It's very much a blaming culture out there. You didn't call me the right thing, or you didn't do this when I was a child, therefore I'm damaged and I'm just going to sit in this damagedness. But I think you're realising that a certain amount of tough love is warranted, and maybe you're going to show that to other people around you. Okay? No more doing those assignments, no more picking up the dirty laundry of your teenagers, no more preparing food for adult children at home. Let them do it themselves. And make them accountable if they don't clean up their mess. It's a tough one, isn't it? Particularly if you've been doing it your whole life. In this, though, you may feel so many things. Either that, or you're literally having everybody who's got so darn used to you doing everything for them and picking up the pieces and them just leaving all their, example, stuff all over the kitchen after they've made some meal and expecting mum or dad to clean it up. Or you've had that yourself and now it's time to move into adulthood. And this literally, because you are such a loving and giving sign, you may literally feel like you are trapped by this, that you are responsible for all these people. No, you're not. The only person you're responsible for is yourself and or a newborn infant, a young, very young child. But by the time that child goes to school, they go off on their own into the world. They are no longer part of you. They are their own person and need to learn from the good and the bad. Of course, I'm saying don't neglect something or someone that might be in danger. That's exactly not what I'm saying. I'm saying that sometimes people need to learn that if you don't do your homework or you don't do your project, you don't get the marks. You don't pass the subject. That's just an example. And the work's not reflective of mum or dad doing the project. You've done high school, for example, primary school, whatever it be. You got through. Okay? So yes, and the card that came up was feeling a lack. Lack is a very insidious feeling. It's bred into us for a very long time since birth. If you don't stand up, if you don't show up, if you don't do this, you may not get the love, respect, whatever that you need. And it's a really emotional thing for you. You bottle up all those emotions. But it's now time to realise that you don't have to juggle, you don't have to support and carry the workload all the time. It's not up to you. Sometimes you can literally just let the universe take the wheel and see what comes from it. So yeah, the next 3 months you're going to be challenged. Challenged to decide what and who you will look after. You will choose you, particularly if you're dealing with a younger fire sign. You will end up having to teach this individual that life isn't always easy by a little bit of tough love. As I said, this might be a hard thing for some people to accept, that it's not up to us as parents, caregivers, members of society to take on everybody else's burdens. What we need to do is fill our own cup first, or we could go down with the ship. So I'd just like to say thanks heaps, Scorpio. Once again, a very emotional, interesting reading from you, and I look forward to doing more in the future. So if you'd like, subscribe, all that good stuff, whatever you feel like doing, I'd just like to say thanks and bye for now.